Hey guys, Kanan here, and welcome back to the home of Switch Gaming. This is My Aunt is a Witch, and basically it's one of those interactive kind of graphic novel type games. Not to spoil the whole story, but you are Thomas, you don't get along with your stepmother, and you're basically requested to go and spend time with your aunt, who turns out to be a witch. And within this story, again, not going to do any spoilers, but you end up going to your aunt's, and while spending your time there, you start to learn how to make potions and things. So you start to become an apprentice. And within that, the gameplay is lots of reading. It also is interactive with certain other things, like you have to find recipes and the ingredients to recipes and things like that in order to make these potions and all. And the game starts to take on more of a quest-like mechanic, if you like. Graphically, it's got quite a nice art style. It looks pretty good. The only complaint that I'd have is you would have long periods of basically nothing happening on screen, really, and loads of dialogue. For me, personally, I would probably appreciated a bit more movement on screen whilst all the dialogue was going on. And also in handheld mode, the writing was kind of a little bit small and difficult for me to read without my glasses on. But that's me, and I'm blind as a bat. As for sound, there was nice realistic sounds within there. The music I personally didn't care for. It has a few options for sound and music, and well, that's pretty well it. But yeah, the sounds were based in more realistic terms, as in it actually sounded like what it was meant to sound like. It does say that it's got an original soundtrack. Again, I didn't really care for it. It wasn't really appealing to myself, let's put it that way. That's not to say that others won't like it, but obviously I'm judging this within my own thoughts and my own feelings of the game. Actual gameplay itself was, it was okay. It did its job, and I felt during the interactive parts there was plenty to do and kept me going. I felt like the story was drawn out a bit more. By the way, this is quite a short game if you actually play it all the way through, and it's kind of explaining things a bit too much. It just would go on about things that you could actually see in the game, and I just felt like it was, why are you telling me all this when I could see it? Also, why are you going so much into so much detail in a graphic novel? You don't need to go into that much detail, because it's kind of like self-explanatory a lot of the time. I'm guessing they wrote the actual story before they did the game. Kind of feels obvious to me, but also it kind of felt kind of uneven sometimes because of this reason. It didn't flow as well as it should have, because it was telling me in too much detail things that I could actually see myself. Now, as usual, I rate games out of 5, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to give this a 3 out of 5. Now, for me, it was perfectly good. It was, slightly above average. I didn't like the music. I think it over-explaining some things that I could see for myself didn't really help it. But overall, the puzzling was good, and the actual, story wasn't that bad. Now, I've never reviewed something like this, and I don't know how far I can go with the explanation of things, which is why I've kept it really, really sort of like down to bare minimum explanations. But it's a short review. I can't really help that. I do apologize. And if you've got any thoughts about it or want to ask anything about it, then sure, ask in the comments. I'll do my best to answer it. And until next time, I thank you for your presence within. Please leave a comment below. That would be ace. hit that like button, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button. Join the Switchhead family. And remember, life is always better when we switch together.